were living here. No, Paul wasn't from here. Paul was from Tarsus.
Peter.
No. So Cornelius, remember Cornelius?
Oh, yeah.
So Cornelius was an Italian, because he was of the Italian cohort, but he was studying the scriptures. So he was reading the Old Testament. And as he was reading the Old Testament, he was reading and he read about the Messiah. And so, remember Peter, remember yesterday we said, Matthew 16, you are Peter, and on your confession I'll build my church. And then remember the picture at Capernaum, the statue of Peter? He was holding what? Keys, right? There are 3 keys. So here's what you find in the book of Acts. In Acts chapter 2, on the day of Shavuot, Pentecost is 50 days, that's all that means, Shavuot. So 50 days from Passover comes Pentecost. So in Pentecost, Shavuot originally, it's in the Jewish holidays, it's the celebration of the giving of the law at Mount Sinai. So what happens as a fulfillment of the giving of the law? The giving of the Spirit. In Acts chapter 2, here's what it says right at the start of Acts chapter 2. And when the day of Shavuot, when the day of Pentecost was being fulfilled. So you have the letter of the law, right, at Mount Sinai. Now you have the Spirit of the law given in Acts chapter 2. And who does the preaching that day? Peter, right? And so what is he doing? He's using the first key, and he's opening the door of salvation to the Jewish people. Then later on in the book of Acts, the gospel travels from Jerusalem to Samaria. Remember Acts chapter 8? All these Samaritans start coming. Acts chapter 1 verse 8, you shall be my witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and to the uttermost part of the earth. So a man comes to believe in the Messiah in Acts chapter 8, and it actually isn't Peter, but Peter is actually sent down to Caesarea or to Samaria so that the Spirit of God can come. And it isn't till Peter comes to Samaria that the Holy Spirit actually falls on the people, right? So now we've got Jerusalem, Judea. Now the third key is going to be used. And so this is the first non-Jewish, and he's not even half-Jewish. He's not Samaritan. He is from the nations, and he represents the nations. So what is Peter doing? He's taking the message of the Messiah, and he's opening the door of the gospel from Acts chapter 10. The door of the gospel begins now to go out to the ends of the earth. And what happens in Acts chapter 9? Paul. And now Paul, this Jewish rabbi, becomes the first missionary, although he wanted to go to Israel. That was his heart's desire, to go to his Jewish brethren. But God called him, and he says, no, I'm sending you out to the nations. So Peter opens the door of the gospel to the Jews, to the Samaritans, now to the Gentiles, and now the gospel goes out to the ends of the earth. And Paul is that very first missionary. So it goes from here. Okay? So remember yesterday, Capernaum, Jesus begins his ministry there. It's the ministry of the kingdom, and the kingdom is going to go out. Now it's going to go out Jerusalem, Judea, so it shifts Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, to the uttermost part of the earth. Okay?
Let's continue.